It is finally here, guys. Yes, the updated version of my ultimate free-to-play farming guide. Yes, this guide is designed to help you laser focus so that you can get all the way from the brand new player to the end game in the quickest, most effective way possible. So if you are ready to streamline your farming process, let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. Welcome to the channel. Yes, it is time for the much requested, much anticipated, updated version of my ultimate free-to-play farming guide for Marvel Strike Force. Now, I do want to thank everybody that watched the original version of this guide and gave it a big thumbs up. I hope you guys enjoy this one just as much or maybe even more. What is this guide designed for? Well, no matter where you are in the game, it is designed to help you reach that end game as quick as possible, all the way from brand new to be playing for a few months. Yes, you can get up to the end game portion of this game and really start having some fun. And this is really designed to help you focus on which characters you really need to focus on, eliminate a lot of the fat, don't worry about the characters that you don't need, and just focus on the characters that you do need so you can get to that point, that end game point, as quick as possible. Now, before we get into this, I did get some help on this infographic, so I gotta give my buddy from New Jersey. We used to work out together back there. David Roberts, he helped me design a template for this and put this together, make it all look way better than the original version. So check out some of his links down below. Now, what is this guide mainly for? It is to help you get all these legendary characters, because if I were starting over, I would want all these legendary characters so I could start working on the teams that I want and hopefully complete these teams with characters that are not farmable right now. So a couple characters that are not farmable as of me recording this video. You can't really complete that Fantastic Four team. We're gonna work on unlocking Sue Storm as quick as possible, but the rest of the Fantastic Four, not farmable yet. The rest of the X-Men, Psylocke, Colossus, not farmable yet, and all of the Power Armor, Rescue, Falcon, not farmable. So we'll get pieces of these meta teams, but we're not gonna be able to build them because of the farmability. Now, if you're watching this video in the future and these characters are available farm to complete these teams, you might want to go for these factions a lot sooner, especially that X-Men one, because as of me recording this right now, they are the dominant faction in Marvel Strike Force. So other factions that are not really covered that I think you should work on in the background a little. Again, we're trimming away the fat from the original version to this version, so not really focus on the mercenary team, but you should be working on them a little bit in the background because of the all-important payday event when that comes around. We're also not really going to focus on Wakanda, even though we will unlock Shuri through this guide. Hero Brawlers, another good team that you might want to be working on in the background. Avengers, AIM, the OG, Spider-Verse, and Han. All of them have their varying levels of importance, and they won't be covered in this guide at all. All right, so let's go and take a look at the guide. Who do we got first on this list? So, Phase 1. Last time we did this guide, the first characters that I recommended going after is the Defenders, and boom, they are there again. But again, trimming away as much of the fat as possible, guys. The Heroes campaign, I want you to just focus on Punisher. Jessica Jones is going to be your Villains campaign character, and we're going to get Iron Fist from Nexus. Now, the reason I separated it like this, just like the last guide, is every day you're going to have to farm heroes and villains every single day to get those achievements. So that is why the heroes and villains are separated. And other question that I got on this guide last time was, how far should I take these? Now, my recommendation at this point is to get them to 5 stars, just so you can unlock these legendary characters. And in the case of Phoenix, 6 stars. But you're gonna want to get these characters up there. So Defenders, they're gonna give you some good early teams, and we're going to talk about the results in just a little bit. If you can, I also want you to work on Groot at this point, because he's a slower farm and we're going to need him for the next phase. Daredevil will help you to complete that Defenders team, and Luke Cage in the Blitz store. The Raid store, I want you to focus on gear at this point, but the character I really want you to focus on is Rocket, because the Raid store is a little RNG based. This is going to be a little slower farm as well, so we got to get a jump start on Rocket and start to get him in the Raid store. And in the War store, I want you to go for Pyro secondary. But the main thing I want you to do in the war store is gear up your characters. And then as soon as you can get these superior uniques, as soon as they start showing up in your stores, I want you to work on all of these: the adamantium, the gamma radiation, the carbonadium, the palladium, the alien spores, and the SO2 serum. So that is who you should get for the phase 1. That is who I think all newer players should be focused on initially. That defenders, that has not changed. Shifted a little bit in my mind to Sinister Six for a while, but defenders is who you should focus on. All right, so what do you get as a result of this phase? Well, you're gonna get the defenders, obviously, and they're gonna give you your first raid team right here. They're gonna give you your first arena team. They're gonna give you a good team that you could use in blitz and win in many game modes, and in many tiers, actually, not many game modes. They're gonna give you a war team. Defenders are very good on war defense and on war offense, and this will be your first war team. And obviously they will be able to do the block party event to help you with some of your ability materials. Let's go back to the guide here and let's go to the next phase. Moving on. Boom. We are focusing on Guardians right now. Yes, this has changed. Star-Lord, I think, is very important, and we need to unlock him to build that full Guardians team, especially if you want to try to get into Fear the Darkness early. So, Yondu, that is who we're going to focus on. Now, you can farm a full Guardians team, but if we're going for speed, we want to use this Ravager to unlock Star-Lord because 2 of the Guardians are farmable in the same place. This is a little interesting one. Shield Medic on Villains 1/6. Now, the choice here, my first choice is Mystique. The reason I put Shield Medic, you're gonna need her for later, but Mystique is a little later on that Villains campaign. So if you have Mystique, if you have her node unlocked 3-star, you could auto it all the time. Go right for Mystique at this point because you're gonna need her earlier in this guide. But if you can't get there, you already have Jessica Jones leveled up enough. Shield Medic, that is who I think you should focus on for the Villains campaign. And Nexus, we're gonna put everything into Groot. And if you're doing well in Arena, you might want to spend some cores to refresh his node to get him a little faster because, again, it is a little slower farm. Arena store, as soon as you get Daredevil up to 5 stars, I want you to shift over to Drax. It will help with that Defenders team and that Guardians team, excuse me, and that Star-Lord unlock. We're still gonna focus on Rocket in the Raid store. The Blitz store, you're gonna focus on Mantis. I think she has a lot more long-term value than Gamora does. Gamora is very valuable, but right now I'm using her on that hero brawler team. So Gamora, not as important. If you have a lot of resources, you may wanna go Gamora here instead of Yondu. But my focus, I think Mantis is a lot more important. And we're still gonna focus on gear in the war store. But Pyro, you're still gonna want to farm him. It's gonna be a long farm to get him to the place where you can use him to unlock Magneto, and that is why we're starting so early on phase 1 and phase 2. Now, what do you have at the end of phase 2? Well, you're gonna be able to unlock Star-Lord right here, and you're gonna have a great raid team. Guardians, they have some good sustainability in the raids, especially with Mantis. So you're gonna have 2 raid teams actually. Now that you have them unlocked, and you're gonna have another arena team. Yes, Guardians are actually pretty good in arena in the early stages before Ultrons and Brotherhood and Phoenixes start showing up. Guardians actually work pretty well, so that will be your arena team. You're gonna shift from Defenders to Guardians because straight up in a fight, Guardians will beat the Defenders. You're gonna have another Blitz team that you could add to your ranks, a War team, and you're gonna unlock this guy right here, Star-Lord at the bottom. Very, very good stuff. Next, let's go to the next phase of this list here, and boom, phase 3, we're gonna go with the Sinister Six. This is where a lot of people, I got a lot of opinions from a lot of people, and this is the point. This phase 3 is where a lot of people would diverge. If we're going for these legendaries as quick as possible, might as well go for the team that unlocks 2 for 1 right now, real early. That way you could build up your rosters, unlock some of these harder nodes that you could farm some of these characters that you're gonna need for some of these other phases. So we're gonna go Sinister Six early, and it will pay off in the end. And hopefully in that time, if you don't have some of these other nodes unlocked, to unlock the characters that we need for other phases, Sinister Six is the way to go here. But if you want to skip forward, I think the team that you should be focused on at this point is either Brotherhood or X-Men. Of course, you will need to be able to unlock those nodes though, but Sinister Six, you can't go wrong with a 2-for-1 unlock, plus they're a pretty decent team on their own. All right, we're gonna focus on the next phase already because there's nobody that can help us for Sinister Six right here. So once Punisher and Yondu are done, you're gonna go Kree Reaper on Heroes 5, 6. It's gonna pay off. You're gonna unlock Nick Fury with her a little later. Villains campaign, this is the one that I said you should start focusing on a little early if you can. Once you have this node unlocked, you might want to just shift from Shield Medic, just shifting towards Mystique, because you're gonna need Mystique earlier in this guide. So once you get that, get Mystique up to 5 stars, and then you might want to shift back towards Shield Medic. You got 2 characters right here. You got Green Goblin, Nexus 5, 6. You need a strong enough team to unlock that. Guardians should be no problem. They should be able to get that campaign node unlocked for you. Shocker is also on Cosmic 1-9. Again, Guardians, no problem with that. Arena Store, once you've got Daredevil and Drax at 5 stars, you're gonna shift towards Vulture. He is the one character that you're gonna need in the Arena Store for the Sinister Six. Mysterio, once you have the Rocket built up at 5 stars, if you've had some good RNG, then you can shift towards Mysterio. Now, you might have a lot of surplus of this raid store, so this is the one place that I would recommend maybe shifting a little early as you see these characters pop up, because it is a little rare. Especially if you have a lot of extra raid currency, you might not want to go to their 5 stars. You might want to start to farm them a little early. Mysterio is who you're going to need in this phase. Rhino is going to be your new Blitz store character. And we're still focusing on gear and pyro for phase 3. So now you have Sinister Six, and you have another war team, you have another blitz team, but more importantly, you have unlocked 2 more legendary characters at this point, Shuri and the Invisible Woman. And if you want to start to work on your Wakandans at this point, this is a time that you might want to do it in the background, but we got another more important phase coming up. Let's go back to the list here. And who do we have on this next phase? Boom, we are going with the Mutants. Yes, we're still gonna farm Kree Reaper here. We're still gonna farm Mystique. We need Magneto though. So we don't need anybody in Nexus, Cosmic, and Mystic. So we're gonna start to work on those Kree a little earlier. And Juggernaut. Juggernaut is the guy that we're gonna work on in the Arena Store. Sabretooth is who we're gonna work on in the Raid Store, and Pyro. Now, with that, there's one more character that we don't have that is not on the list. That is Wolverine. So hopefully by this time you've been playing long enough, and you have enough shards from your daily logins that you have Wolverine. So you would have Mystique, Juggernaut, Sabretooth, and Pyro. Those are the 5, and Wolverine. Those are the 5 that I think you should be going for to unlock Magneto. So what do you have at the end of phase 4? Obviously, you're gonna have Magneto, but you're gonna have your new arena team. Yes, the Brotherhood, they are gonna be your best team, your best bet for the arena at this point. They're gonna be able to win in Blitz as well, 8.3, and very, very good for your Blitz score to unlock some of these newer characters. And obviously, they're very, very good on war offense. So yes, Mutants, Brotherhood. We are moving on, guys. This list is almost done. We are up to phase 5, and who should you farm at phase 5? My recommendation is at this point, you start going for Kree and Shield. I recommended very early on in the last guide, but they've kind of fallen off the meta. So we're gonna go for Kree and Fury and Shield a little later in this guide. So we're gonna start to focus on Operative at this point. Now, if you have Reaper up at 5 stars earlier, start to work on Operative earlier, but if you don't, then keep working on Reaper, because you're gonna need her to unlock Fury, at least at 5 stars. Now, once Mystique is at 5 stars, I want you to shift your focus back towards Shield Medic. This is gonna help you with that Shield team. It's not gonna help you with that Fury unlock, but it's gonna help you build that Shield team that is so important in today's meta. Not at the top of the meta in any game mode, but they're always in that conversation, probably in the top 5 for every single game mode. Good team. Next, we're gonna get the rest of the Kree minions. We're gonna go for Noble right here, available on Cosmic 1/6, Mystic 1/6, Cyborg, Nexus 3/6, and Cosmic 2/3. And then we need the other piece of Shield Assault. He's on Nexus 2/3. Security is in the Arena store, so we've got a good list of Arena characters right here. This should probably be the quickest farm out of all of these, this Arena store. The Raid store, we're definitely gonna need Oracle. And as you can see, all of these characters in the Raid store are pretty necessary and don't pop up as often as you would want. So if you see any of these characters earlier and you know you're gonna need them for a later phase, get them in the Raid store, especially if you have that extra currency and it's not gonna screw up your current phase that you're in. And then we're gonna keep continuing in that Blitz store, going for Royal Guard. And yes, more gear, more Pyro. And if you have Pyro at a decent level, you could switch to Carnage at this point, work on your Spider-Verse in the background. But Fury and Shield are the most important pieces right here that you want. So what do we have after phase 5? Well, we got Fury. We have Fury with those Kree. And you're gonna have another raid team. You're gonna have another blitz team. Very good in blitz and very good in war, especially when Coulson comes out. They will probably be the staple war defense team. And you are set. Now, probably not gonna use them in offense, in war, in arena at this point, because you're having Brotherhood. And probably a bunch of other people have Brotherhood in your arena chart at this point. And let's move on to the last phase of this guide. Phase number 6, boom. It's at this point that we are going for Phoenix. Why did I wait so long to go for Phoenix? 2 reasons. Because it does make sense to go for her a lot earlier, but I went for Phoenix for 2 reasons. One, to unlock some of these nodes, this Loki node, this Hand Assassin node. You might not be able to do it as a newer player. And the other reason I talked about in the beginning, Colossus and Psylocke are not farmable at this point in the guide. So if you are watching this in the future and you can farm those 2 characters, you might, and you have these nodes available to farm every day, you might want to switch to this phase as soon as possible, because this unlocks one of the best, if not the best character in the game in Phoenix. So we're kind of in the miscellaneous phase, starting to shift towards Avengers right here. Captain America, great standalone character, works in a few different teams, but this is, at this point, I would start to focus on Captain America. Nobu is in Villain 6/3. You're gonna want to get him to at least 6 stars for Phoenix. Yeah, I know, he's not a very good character, but you need him for that unlock. Same thing with Hand Assassin, not a very good character, but you need her for Phoenix. Loki is not bad. And then you're gonna want to start to work on your X-Men team as well with Storm there. Mordo, you need him for Phoenix. He is available in the Arena store. And again, this is probably a quick farm for you. And at this point, Ronin. Yes, Ronin, you're gonna want to go for Ronin, but like I said, with the previous versions of this raid store, you could go for him earlier if it's not gonna screw up your current phase. And then we're still onto some more miscellaneous, focusing a little more on great standalone characters in Spider-Man. But obviously, if there's another character, if you're going for the AIM team or something, you could go whatever you want at this point in the Blitz store. And we're still going for Pyro and his gear. I think it's very important to get Pyro up to 7 stars as soon as possible because of the damage that he brings to that Brotherhood team. And that is it, guys. So what do you have at the end of all of these phases? Well, you got this. This is what we have at the end, guys. You have a bunch of different raid teams, you have a bunch of different blitz teams, war teams, and you have all of the legendary characters unlocked. One character that I did not focus on, mentioned him briefly in the beginning, is Iron Man. Didn't mention him in the last guide either, because by building up your Fury Shield, by building up your other characters in the background, you should be able to unlock Iron Man. And at the time of me recording this, it is data mined that at level 25, it will become a permanent event. So it is not something that you should really rush and focus on, in my opinion. But that is the order that I would do things in if I started over, guys. I would focus on them in this order. And if you can skip phases, like maybe go for Phoenix first or go for Magneto before some of these other teams, because you have some of these other characters or have these nodes unlocked that you could farm them every day, do it. But this is the order that I would do it in if you don't. But that is it, guys. Let me know what you think of this revised, updated list. It is what I would do if I were starting over brand new. Obviously, there are some detours, like I mentioned. If you can get Phoenix earlier, get Phoenix. If you can get Magneto earlier, get Magneto. But for the most part, this is the guide that I would use if I started a brand new account. And I hope it helps you. If it does, share this with your friends, subscribe to the channel, smash on that like button, join the notification squad, guys. Ring that bell. I'm on social media. You can follow me there. And this guide, the infographic version of this guide, is available on Discord. So make sure you join my Discord. The links are down below, as well as some affiliate links if you want to support the channel that way as well. I will see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.